Hey there, welcome back to Basic Drawing, week 13. It should be May 7th, 2020, and this is our last class. Aw, who knew we would end the year this way? Wow, what an adventure we've been having, huh? Aw, okay, well, let's begin this last class with a bit of administrative work like I usually do, and then I want to talk to you about keeping your drawing skills going now that classes are over and summer's coming. Okay, here we go. Last class. This is what's due today, May 7th. So make sure you take a picture and email it to me. You had the Mini Cooper to do, which was a step-by-step drawing and you were supposed to add gradation using your drawing pencils or gradation with your colored pencils. That was your choice. And remember, the Mini Cooper is a line drawing, but then once you do the gradation with it, that's what makes it look 3D. So that's why I wanted you to do that. Okay, then on the outside, you were supposed to go outside for the second one. I can't wait to see the view of your home. I'm really excited to see what you've done. And you were to add color and shading. You know, this is our final project, so it should look like you spent a year in basic drawing class. All right, and then for your nature journal, find another. There's so much out there today that can remind you of spring. So much is coming back to life. All righty, and then after this video, if you are watching this during our normal 11 o'clock time, remember there's going to be at 12 o'clock, there's going to be a Zoom study hall to say hello and goodbye to your fellow students. So we've set it up so there'll be a middle school Zoom study hall and a high school Zoom study hall. And we sent the email to your families. So check with your folks and make sure if you want to attend, I hope you do, that you got all the right information and you get there at 12 o'clock to say hi. Okay, the other thing that you will be receiving in the mail pretty soon is a postage paid envelope, and in that, when you receive it, I want you to put, all right, your plastic picture plane, that piece of plastic, I hope it reads, and then you want to put one of the picture frames behind, one of the cardboard frames behind it, one on top of it, so that it'll make it through the mail, and then drop those put those in the envelope, seal it up, mail it back to me, and then, because that is something that we loan to you, but all your other supplies are yours to keep for forever, for as long as they last. Okay, all righty. Now, you all have two of these sketchbooks. Unfortunately, I've had Anne Marie's second one for quite a while now, but I will get it back to her. But you may find that you have in one or both of your sketchbooks. Oh my, look at all those empty pages just crying out for some artwork. So let's put some in there. I'm going to show you one of my very first nature journals, and you could just, hopefully I've progressed, but anyway. Let's see. So I started out with all kinds of different things, even people. But here we go. I thought this was kind of cool. I wanted to show you. If you draw something larger and it's the same day as you wanted to put it in your nature journal, the same day as your nature journal, I just taped it right on in. It kind of makes it a little fun addition. And I've also journaled along with you can add words to your sketches, and it just makes it more personal. It also brings you back to this years from now when you go back and look at your sketchbook. If you could write some comments along with your drawings, it'll bring it all back to life. Okay, the other thing you can do is at this time, I liked this particular artist, and so I copied some of her work in here. And then this one, I wanted to draw a bigger one, so I did it on some thicker paper and taped that in and wrote some more words around there, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, you can also take your sketchbook on vacation with you. Here is a great blue heron in Canada. We see these a lot where we stay, so I drew a sketch of that, and this is one of the scenes off the end of the island where we stayed. So you can use your nature journal or any sketchbook for that kind of stuff. Okay, let's see, what else can I show you? In this one, I think I have sketches of, well, we've just finished up using the angle finder. And so here you can go in different parts of your house and you can still keep practicing. If it's a rainy day, can't get outside. So here I am in the bathroom where we videoed actually, and you can see the ceiling line, and you can also see that I've got an angle coming in here where the counter meets the corner. So that gives me that perspective. And same over here, looking at the other view in there. There's the ceiling line again, and here's the counter line, which gives me that perspective. You can do those kinds of things. Let's see what else I had in here that I might have wanted to show you. Well, I just want to show you that I did finish the book. Here's one. Remember when we did the grid? Maybe I showed you these examples. I think there's one. There's my tea. I love tea. So I used the grid and I put together a little composition. You can do that with your sketchbook. Remember, review what we've done all year and build on it. I think this one's probably got a lot of interiors again. Here's a simple one. Right, it's maybe we use this for the example, but I'm sitting right in front of it, so the angles, but I still have the angles. Let's see what else have we got. Here's another bathroom upstairs with a weird ceiling angle, which I just thought was interesting to try to draw. Here's a straight on view of a wood stove. Oh, here's another example of an artist. This is his work, and here I am copying it because I kind of like his style. It's wonky and it's fun. So have fun with your sketchbook too. This is your sketchbook. Okay, and then I went and visited my son, and nobody else has been to his house, so I thought, well, I'll capture a few scenes in there and make it look homey. And there's their comfortable couch. Let's see. I mean, he's in Connecticut, so the kids don't get to go there that often. So this one, I just wanted to show you, this is something different that you could do. You could do this for your whole family. This sketch I did with a Sharpie, and I drew the bowl and the fruit with a Sharpie, and then I got my crayons out and I colored it. And I used gradation with the colors. Didn't just use solid colors, because, you know, we've been talking about that. Don't just grab a color for red, but put some other colors in there with it. Same with your greens. Alrighty, crayons are fun. Oh, stormy. You can find pictures on the internet and then do stormy crayon pictures. Or this is a sunset, but it's stormy. And then here's a sunset, not so stormy. But it's with crayons again. How fun is that? All right. Oh, you know, I have all different kinds of sizes of sketchbooks too. So here's one you can take with you. And, oh, ha! I took this on a trip. There's my lovely sister, and there's our lunch. She'll not be happy that I showed you that probably. But anyway, oh, I took it to a CBA bonfire night one year, and I've got a sketch of the kids playing. I don't even know what this is called. You throw the balls down this. I don't know what it's called. It's a game. Anyway, and there's a bunch of guys just chatting. What else? I think I have. Well, here they are. The kids are all eating in the refuge, which is at Cedar Brook Church, where we host this. And there's also a foosball table. So there's a bunch of people from CBA playing there. And then, oh yeah, there's when you're in high school, you'll all have to take you maybe will have to take a PSAT test. And there it is at Alliance Church again. Everybody being very studious. Okay, let's see. What else would I like to show you? Oh, how about this? How about you draw your food? You may have to draw it before you eat it. We did that with our breakfast. Well, I think at the beginning of the winter break, after winter break. But again, you can do that with your family even if they want to. And I also happen to have an example of one of the semi-formal dinners. There's the salad that comes first, and then here's the main course. And notice not being really particular about the shape of the plate, and I just wanted to get it down on paper, and then I added color later. But so much fun. Alrighty, things that you can do with your nature journal. You know, you don't have, and I think I've shown you this in class. You don't have to put the drawing dead center in the page and just leave it. Make it interesting. Turn it into a design. And here's what I drew, and here's what I talked about it. And I drew little arrows. You know that's what I'm talking about. Oh, then on a rainy day, I just drew outside my window the view I could see. It's still nature. Here are some colors from my yard. This time of year, you might find some mushrooms or things coming up. And see if you can add the roots to them instead of just plucking something off a tree or something. I think it's pretty interesting when you can add, hey, this is what was growing from that seed. But anyway, just fill your sketchbook, and again, add words. Just, oh, there's the moon. You know, you've got so many different ideas that you can work from. Mushrooms, if they come up around trees. Oh, feathers, if a bird drops a feather. And then there's the end. And then this up here was a whole different sketchbook, which I mostly just took notes because I'm trying to learn new things, right? Okay, here's another way to do a nature journal. You can do it with seasons. Oops. Summer, and what I did was I counted the pages in the book, and then I divided summer, fall, winter, spring. Okay, so each tab has a section where I could just do it by themes. And I've pretty much made this sort of a spiritual journal too. So it's got what God created and then some of his words or thoughts that I got from him. But also what you can do with this is draw the picture. If you have some tracing paper, you can put some words right over top of it, and you've got something even more different. Alrighty. Oh, this is another project. Give yourself your own homework. Again, here's an artist a book that I've always loved is Wind in the Willows, where it's got the 4 animals and their journey, a snapshot of their journey through life. But there's a particular artist named Eric Kincaid whose work, I just love the way he illustrated these characters. There's and the story. If you don't know the story, it might not mean much to you, but because I love the story, all of this means something to me. Here they are tackling, here's his friends, Rat and Mole tackling Toad, because he's kind of getting out of control. He goes a little bit nutsy. And he ends up in jail. And so, but I did the whole book, and what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to make a copy for all of my, here's the battle to win Toad Hall again. But I'm going to give a copy to this to all my grandkids as they get older. So that's something to be planning for. I also, sometimes I have a whole theme use a sketchbook, just so what's all going to go in here is family, and mostly what Mr. Smith does other than CBA work. He loves to be outside in his yard, and here is a tractor that all of his children gave him one year. It's an International Harvester. It's huge. But anyway, we have stumps, we have trees that fall down, and he takes care of all that. Oh, here's another tree that went down, and he's sawing it up. Oh, and this is a stump remover. Look at this intricate stuff on this machine. I just couldn't help but not draw that, or help but draw it, whatever the right word is. But he even was out there in the rain, has his raincoat on. But this is so cool, and there's this shadow that it casts. Oh, it was so fun. And notice how I left the background. I don't want you to focus on the background. It was all there and in detail, but I want you to pay attention to what's going on there. Okay, and then there's more yard work going on, and he's got more tractors. He just loves to be outside. Oh, and you got to plant grass seed and take care of weeds and other stuff. Okay, maybe along that theme, remember I told you at some point I was taking a multimedia class. It's always good to keep learning, isn't it? To learn something new. And so here, I hope your parents won't. Well, this is an old book. It's not a new book. And I tore up words because I thought it would add nice texture to the land that I was. This is a scene that I saw on my street coming home one day. And then I've got tissue paper up here, and this is markers. Here's another scene of the end of my street. There's a farm, and I've actually added salt in here to give it texture, and I've added weeds, and hopefully you can see the perspective as it goes back. Here's Moody, Maryland, foggy old Maryland. I glued the word Maryland on there. Oh, this one is kind of cool. This was a night shot. Looking out over the tops of our trees with the moon coming through, and I actually used wild grasses to help show the trees. Yeah, I just kind of got going on all these landscapes. Oh, and this is another recent one of a sunrise over the tops of our trees. So this is just another thing you can do with your sketchbooks and with your time this summer. And let's see. You've got all your colored pencils, right? Did you ever test all the colors? Did you ever test them and kind of put the dry versus the wet on your pages? You could design a page like that. You could actually do portraits too, and then use your color. Let's see. Oh, there's a portrait with different colors around her, and there's some more. I think that's a hydrangea from my yard. Yeah, I just wanted to show you different things you can do. You can do old cars. Oh, yeah, another. This I did at Christmas time. This is Advent. I don't know if it's going to show with the glare, but I thought, I think there's too much glare on this. I wanted to communicate that, there's so much darkness, and then there's the hope of the resurrection. The light. He's the light of the world. So you can do that. Here's another one that I called One Life, and I used Frederick Buechner, a quote from him. Basically, you have one life, so where does it? Live it as fully and bravely and beautifully as you can. And those are good words for us during this time. Okay, and I still have to finish this book, so I'll be working on that this summer while you're working on stuff. So I just wanted to show you one more book. This one is the Coronavirus Quarantine Sketchbook. And what I've been doing is drawing along with some other people, and whatever their prompt is. They tell me, get something out of your kitchen drawer, draw the view out your window. Oh, this is the corner of the room that we worked on. Only I took the chair out because I figured, you don't want to draw that chair. But here's the lamp, here's the picture, here's the curtain that you drew, and this is what else is on that corner. Oh, get something out of your refrigerator, draw it with crayons. Isn't that fun? I love that one. Up, draw your feet, the slippers. Oh, this is, I don't know if you can see that one, but it's a draw with your left hand. And I used one of those pencils that has lots of colors, and the colors change as you're drawing it. They're all in there together. Oh, this one, what are you grateful for? Well, that morning I happened to be grateful for this thermos of tea because it was chilly, and I actually decided I was going to spill some tea on there for color, just because I just wanted to do that. And then I let it dry, and I drew over top of that. This one looks like I did the same thing, but I didn't. This I used a pen that actually bleeds. You have one like that in your stuff, that your black pen will bleed when you add water to it. And I kind of liked the effect it made. Oh, here you can give yourself a silly assignment. Draw things that, draw your day. Here's a continuous line of my hand. Here are my tea mugs, but just drawing them from memory. Oh, here's a whole bunch of pens. But see, every day I'm saying, oh, here's day 16 of quarantine. So every day I'm trying something different. And I'm just recording. Here's another corner of my house. My upstairs. And, oh, here's the bathroom, some bathroom soaps, or one soap and one's hand cream. Which one do you think is the soap? From washing our hands so much. More colored thing. I mean, just showing you that just have fun. And this one was just immediate draw with the watercolor. Or if you don't have watercolor, draw with your watercolor pencils or your palette. Yeah, oh, this one I kind of wanted to show you. That's my pantry. I took time with this one. And this one, this was crazy. This one I drew with a bamboo stick and ink, colored ink. Here again is that pen that bleeds. Here's some of my pencils. This was drawn with a big pen. You lose your drawing pencils? Well, draw with your pen. And this one was interesting. Color it first. Make a palette and use your colored pencils first. And then go over it with a marker after it's dry. And then so get your shape and just make a fun page. Okay. So I think that's about it. I do want you to remember to focus on seeing better. Let's see. Focus on seeing better. It's just a silly one I did once. And see that. Simplify your complex scenes so that you can actually have a strong focus in your drawing. Keep working at your eye-hand coordination, with our warm-ups like blind contours, silhouette contours, continuous line contours, upside-down drawings. Get to know your materials. Your pencils, you can push them and pull them to do all kinds of things. And if your watercolor pencils, you can use them dry or you can use them wet. That black pen, you can use it wet or you can use it dry. And give the thing is, practice over the summer. Give your drawing skills time as you try out new subject matter and experiment. Enjoy the process of discovering what works for you. Make it yours. Trust your instincts and sketch the things that you really want to sketch and that you're interested in. And maybe perhaps at the end of this school year's worth of drawings, maybe you could take a page in the back of your book and write a summary of all the things that you've learned and maybe what you want to improve on. Okay? So I just want to let you know it's been a pleasure to work with you. If you've learned anything this year, I hope you've learned to slow down and notice. And we have a wonderful world to observe, sketch, and care for that God has given us. And remember, you learn to draw by drawing. So God bless, and may you enjoy your spring and summer. Bye-bye.